Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and of course, our partners that hold us down. I'm Ron Grant. You are in the heart of Season 7 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show that is poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. No, it's not about suits and bow ties, but instead, we take real-life lessons and translate them to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. Thank you all so much for taking this phenomenal journey with me. Our next guest is a entrepreneur, a photographer, graphic designer, and cinematographer. Of course, he is a born and raised Virgin Islander. We get to meet the man who is usually behind the camera. Shaun Black is in front of the camera today. We talk about his journey, inspiration, and the business of family. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As I mentioned, we are here with the man himself, Shaun Black, who is finally in front of the camera. Usually he is behind of the camera. Shaun, thank you so much for coming and sitting on the set with us. Thank you.
Yes.
Cheers. So as I mentioned, you are usually always behind the camera, the magic behind the camera,
Correct.
helping others to tell their story through photography and videography. I want to start there. Tell me about your introduction to your career path as a photographer, cinematographer, videographer. Where did that love and passion come from?
I think from a very early age, I was always into movies. Of course, it would start off from kid movies like Disney and all those stuff. And as I grew older, I get into like the whole Marvel universe, like Spider-Man. And I always wanted to know. Well, I didn't know as yet, but wanted to be able to create or replicate stuff like what I'm seeing on TV. And in 2015, my dad got in a serious injury where I had to basically take over from where he was at. So he had already had basically like a full calendar for the year, or people had already pre-booked him. So in the beginning stages, like I had friends in school who were basically into the same craft. Like I would walk with my camera to school, we'll photograph stuff, try to create content. But I think after my dad's injury, that really pushed me out of the comfort zone to handle the jobs that he had already had booked for the year.
Understood. Now you basically run John Black Photography. Tell us about that business and all of the varying services that you guys offer.
Okay, well, we pretty much, it's a small country, so we're forced to expand as much to stay afloat. So we do everything from weddings, parties, events, photo shoots, ranging from newborn to maternity to adult, teenager, elderly. And we also do as well videography. So it's for the same stuff, well, not really photo shoots, but we'll do event videography coverage for parties, weddings, and all of those stuff.
Understood. Now, you guys have essentially, I think, revamped the way persons celebrate their birthday.
Yeah.
It is very visible and evident in the number of shoots that people do. They take time, it's their birthday, and you're helping them celebrate it. From your perspective, being behind the camera, how important is that for persons to have the opportunity to celebrate milestones, and what does it do for you as a photographer when you see the reaction?
Well, people, especially the Virgos, they really love a body,
Okay.
especially the women. And it is always a good feeling to see like people having their trust in me too. Like they would bring me like a inspirational picture what they see online from either Pinterest or celebrity and would come approach me and ask me, "Hey Shaun, you can do this." And I like stuff what push me out of my comfort zone. So I always kind of like a challenge. Like they would ask me, "You could put me on a this, you could put me on a that," and I don't have a shadow of a doubt, but I think that's what fuels me, and it really self-rewarding feeling to know that for a lot of the stuff that people do bring to me that we get it execute.
Amazing. One of the things that I found out in my research is that ever since you were in high school,
Hmm.
you were actually doing the festival posters from in high school. Tell me about that space and what that did for you, because I don't think a lot of persons would have known that.
Yeah, so it had for 1 year I specifically remember, I think it would be like 2014. My dad did invest a lot in me in the early stages. So like well, my mom had already bought me a laptop, but when he really saw what the potential I had, he upgraded the Windows to a Mac, and they were like the one of the high-end models at the time. So at the time we were doing information technology, so we were allowed to work with computers and stuff to school. So I can remember being like I think like third term, that would be in like February. Would work on like he would give me instructions, and these people would be on him for results. So during break time, lunchtime, I would be there while everybody eating. I would be there trying to cook up some kind of design tool, send to him so that he could show them. So I think that in itself was a lot of experience,
Of course.
and it just for a young age, I would say like I proud of that.
Absolutely. I think it's something that you should be proud of. When you look at our era, this time and space, of course, we have evolved. I definitely think that we've evolved when it comes to the creative space. Persons are now more open than ever to a career in cinematography, a career in photography. They now see it as viable ways of income and employment. But prior to that, it wasn't that case. What do you say to the young and upcoming generation of photographers, cinematographers who are looking at you and observing your work, and persons might be telling them, find something else to do, or that's not a logical idea? What do you say to that type of thinking, and for persons, young persons particularly, who might be discouraged from following their passion in similar fields or exactly your field?
I would say don't let anything limit you, because content is just a never ending journey. You would go on YouTube, you would see persons with the most amazing cinematography, vlogs, and stuff gain millions of views. You would then come across channels where it's just a fixed camera, um, Apple AirPods with using that as the mic, and they gain millions of views. So you should never really, I would say, don't put any doubt into it. If you're into something, just do as much research as you can and try to create your own field, because everyone who is successful, either they create their own stuff or they mimic something what they start working.
Amazing.
And it's just to apply your know-how to your demographic, create something for you that other people could enjoy.
Amazing, and thank you for that piece of knowledge. When I did my research, someone described you as always cool, calm, and collected. Is that would you say that's accurate? An accurate statement?
Yes, that's very accurate.
Is there anything that gets you flustered? Anything that gets you annoyed? Do you have a pet peeve?
Um, I think everyone has their
Of course.
boiling points. I wouldn't really want to say my clients, but
Okay. Well. Let me ask you this: as a professional, how do you deal with demanding or indecisive um, clients? How do you deal with challenging clients?
What I can say is, it's not that I would get really annoyed. I could reach to a point of frustration, but I always try to keep a calm approach to when I am in those situations, because I try to put myself in their shoes, how they feel, the excitement they having, and just really try to just be understanding. So I wouldn't let stuff like a person being late, or because like I said, some persons will do stuff like last minute. That could put pressure on a person,
Of course.
so they were like, yeah, I know the shoot is today, but I can get a picture for today. That kind of way. But I understand the point of doing a shoot is to post for your birthday.
Of course.
So stuff like that. And then I always try to just make sure that persons have a good experience working with me, because reviews is everything. And word of mouth, it's very easy to, you could do a million good things and one bad thing just show it all the good. So I always try to make sure that persons have a good interaction with me, so that my good name could live on.
When you have those very tricky and ticklish deadlines, where you're under pressure, how do you deal with that?
Under pressure, well, I would say I in this a long time. I doing this for about 10 years, so I would say that I abnormally fast. I could turn around like tens, like 30 images edited.
Okay.
All looks seamless. Just because like I kind of like a computer guy, my around like a mouse, keyboard, shortcuts. Turns out this joke in me like would be like he would just be watching me walk and it just look like I typing. And like he's just seeing stuff getting fixed right before his face, and he don't really know what going on.
Because you know the shortcuts by now, the keys. Yeah.
But pressure build diamonds. So I don't give up, even if it means losing sleep, having to bring my workstation to work to meet deadlines. I would do whatever to just make sure that my client ends up happy.
Understood. Now you're a full-time entrepreneur. Tell us about that journey in being a full-time entrepreneur, because a lot of persons, of course, when you make it look easy, you make it look good. Persons just automatically think that, oh, well, he could do it, I could do it too. Not understanding there are a lot of very intricate details and challenges that we face, that persons may not be aware of behind the scenes. What has your journey been like as a full-time entrepreneur, and how have you maneuvered through any challenges that have come up?
The journey. I would say for the journey is about 70% research, 30% doing the job. So let's, for instance, say I have a wedding. Is multiple videos I'm going to go watch to see how it's done on an international level. My goal is to always present work that looks on an international standard. My dad did aid a lot in the groundworks for me, just knowing how to, for this demographic at least, knowing what to expect out there, knowing how to perform on a job, what not to do, what to do. And it really built a lot of character for me, because now, of course, he is not really in the picture and he entrusts everything with me to push the business. And as far as the journey is a growing thing for me. We started off doing just photo shoots and probably events, and within photo shoots is just a broad category. Photography, very broad. You could go from portraits to landscape. You could do photograph insects, products, just anything that you could sell to a client or potential customer.
Understood.
Some people would see a creative work and just like, you're not doing it for commission, but they so love it that they will purchase it from you. So it's just like a constant, like a lot of stuff I had to kind of give up, like I would, like back then I would like go out with my friends, but it would be in like uniform. I a lot of the like the going out and stuff, like I'm mature young. So I was just doing a lot of adult stuff at a young age.
Okay.
And I'm just grateful for the support team that I had along the journey. My dad, my mom, for sure. Like that's my number one fan. And everyone just around me who pushes me and just make sure that I always mentally happy and just doing the thing.
Amazing. And I appreciate you sharing the fact that support is everything,
Yeah.
and you have that support, thankfully. But most importantly, in that transition, one of the things that I got is a huge level of sacrifice, in deciphering what adds to your journey and what takes away, and easily letting go of that. I think that's a very a very powerful place to be. A really strong self-awareness of what needs to be done. So thank you for that. I want to talk about your relationship with your dad. You mentioned, of course, mom, but in him passing the mantle on to you, essentially, um, you've spoken very highly of him. Tell me about that father-son relationship.
My dad sees me as like he really entrusts that I would carry on his photography. My brother, on the other hand, like he alongside with me in 2015 helped me with the jobs and stuff,
Okay.
but we have family businesses, and right now he really doing his thing in the food, and I doing my thing with the
Awesome.
photography.
Awesome.
So to answer the question with the relationship, he always there for me, I must say. He always pushes me. He just sees me as like he believed I could do anything that kind of
Real
way.
protege.
Yeah, he really believes that I could do anything I put my mind to. And I don't think I ever disappoint him in anything. Anything that he ever asked me to do, I don't think I have failed him. He just always proud of me.
I have to ask you, because looking at you, I could see the joy and emotion on your face when you describe that. What does it mean to you to have somebody have just the ultimate faith that Shaun could do any goddamn thing he puts his mind to? Like, what is that? And I see it. I could see the reaction. But what does it express that for us? Explain that. What does it do for you?
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, I must say, but like nobody did doubt me. And they just when I doubted myself, my mom, my family, they always there to say like, especially my sister too, Shane.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get there.
She to push me. Shaun, you can't change the shot. You can't make it look like we win a suit. Just anything, any request. They believe that I could do it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I appreciate you for sharing that journey. Viewers, we're chopping it up with the creative genius himself, the one and only Shaun Black. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Welcome back, everyone. As you know, we're talking with the creative artist himself, the man behind the camera, the one and only Shaun Black. Shaun, before the commercial break, you mentioned Shanae, your sister, who you work with very, very closely. So I'm just getting a real family business vibe.
Yeah.
You know, a real how do you describe it? A real power family, a real empire building, and I really love to see it. But I want to talk about your relationship with your sister, who you are extremely close with. That's like your sidekick, your ride or die. Tell me about that relationship.
I would say Shane has for sure the education where she does like marketing and accounting. So when it comes to that part of the business and just finding new stuff to do, new creative stuff to help push, she's there for that. And believe it or not, we'll be on jobs and she'll actually be the one like taking pictures as well I do probably a little video. So, and in regards to me now, I would say I'm the skill set with the creative side, the execution. So I'm like the executioner and she's the thinker.
Amazing. And speaking of sisters, of course, we continue to remember the life and legacy of your amazing sister, Crystal Black. Tell me about your relationship with your sister, Crystal.
Crystal was very sweet. Um, she always saw me as like little bro. So anything that I would publish, she just saw it as like amazing. Anything like she would just share it. She always just bigging me up and being proud of me.
Amazing, amazing, beautiful. Now, when you recap and you look at some of these very strong relationships that you have, not only personally, as within your family, but also you're continuously surrounded by some of your peers who work in similar industries. You mentioned Terrence earlier, who we've had on the show. How important are these relationships to you in your success?
I would say like my really close friends like Terrence, DeAndre, Via, everyone like people like Christopher, Kisun, a lot of creatives I came across who they met me doing my thing, I met them doing their thing. At some point we worked together on something. So, but for example with Terrence always just being there helping me, right? Like he
has your
have
back. He always has your back.
Yeah, like anything like couple times like Terrence would be on the job helping me. Or like if I have anxiety about something or the impossible what they would be asking me to do, like I would bring him like in like the week before, days before, just trying to execute the same job, like practicing. So like he's like a test person.
Got you. Your go-to guy.
Yeah.
Amazing. When you look at being born and raised Virgin Islands, what do you enjoy most about being a Virgin Islander?
I just like the close-knit, the community, like you just know everybody. Yeah, the word of mouth could get around easy. I just like being able to look around and just see people, just be surrounded by people who you're familiar with.
Understood.
Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned earlier, which I totally agree with you, said it's 70% research and 30% execution. Tell us about that research. Like, how do you, apart from researching, what is your process in researching?
My process in researching, let's say for instance, if, like, we have the J Black's Joy Barbecue.
Of course.
If we're launching a product, like for instance, when we did sliders, I would go on Google Images, Google McDonald's ads, Wendy's ads, Burger King ads, because a slider is like basically format of a burger.
Yeah, small burger. Yeah.
And see the color schemes they would use, the palettes, fonts, what on a flyer would be important information, whether it's the price, the name of it, the size of the product, all this stuff to play a large, because for big companies like them, they have persons in their franchise who specifically work on targeting an audience. So they already do the brain work. So it's just to really see their formula, because I don't have anybody to pay for that.
Right.
So just see their formula, learn from it, go on YouTube. If I don't know something, just YouTube hours there. Somebody know how to do it.
Gotcha.
Or even back then, like, it would have these, because I was doing graphic design first before any other photography. It had these videos called speed ads. So basically it's like a time lapse of someone designing something. I would download the video, slow it down until it's normal speed, and step by step, just learn each process. So I think YouTube is a big thing for me. YouTube is free. and it does a lot to learn
Amazing.
for free.
Gotcha.
Heavy on the free.
Yeah. You're making it worth your time for not, and it's good advice to young upcoming creatives, because essentially what you're describing is using the resources that you have available to you, the world wide web, and using it to your advantage, and it doesn't have to cost.
And back then, the YouTube videos would be like tutorials would be 15-minute long, 12-minute long. Now we have TikTok short form videos. They would break it down in a 15-minute video in 30 seconds. That's the important stuff. But I still very much, because I'm an expert, I could watch a 30-second video and see like, okay, so that's what that what he do? Okay. But back then, I would say for anybody up and coming, just try to watch the longer versions. You would learn more.
I want you to speak a little bit to social media, because that plays a huge part in what you do, and how you learn and how you literally download content to your mind. Speak to the evolution of that, and what role has social media played in the evolution of your various businesses?
I would say social media, again, because where we live, it's very easy to connect with the community through Facebook, Instagram, because you could run an ad and just tag it, your location. So definitely took advantage of that. When approached with familiar faces, that would be a big boost. So like if like a tattoo celebrity, like let's for instance say like Killer Tuma or Money approach me, for sure when they publicize it and they tag and give the credit, that would very much spread the word and let others or upcoming people who want the same image approach me with just interest, really.
Understood. You mentioned Killer Tuma and Monet, some creatives that you may have worked with in the past, but when you observe that creative space, creative directing, graphic design, music, entertainment, who are some of the peers, who are some of your peers, our peers, that you may interact with, or maybe you haven't interacted, but you really just admire their work?
I would say I like Priceless. I like Killer Toma, Monet, Brent, for sure. Brent killing the game.
Nice.
You say it have to be popular people?
No. Just persons you work with. Yeah.
Oh, well, definitely Terrence, for sure. Because he started from a place where he was just doing the creative direction and stuff, and now he gained into, because I always tell you, just don't doubt. So I put he on to like just constantly trying to improve, because now he doing, actually eventually he gonna own a camera. He don't think so, but I would borrow him my camera. He invest in a laptop, so he would do like graphic design and stuff. So he would be showing me stuff and asking me what I think, when it used to be the other way around.
Gotcha.
That kind of way.
Beautiful. The reason I asked you that is because I think it's very important while the world would have us try to be so competitive, it is so refreshing and it's so important to have like-minded individuals surrounding you, and being able to glean and get feedback from them, and really loving their work just as much as they love your work. So I love that for you, that you have that support. I want to take an opportunity, as I always do, to simply commend you on your phenomenal journey, commend you on solidifying yourself in the space, in the creative space. And I use the word creative a lot because to me it encompasses a lot of what you do. You probably until now or a few years before wouldn't hear of a local cinematographer. You wouldn't hear persons wanting to study cinematography. It's like, what are you talking about? Whatever. And I think that it should be commended that you have essentially set yourself apart, not only as an individual personally, but professionally, and really really, really contributing to the fabric of our society in a number of ways. So kudos to you. We commend you. We see you. We're proud of you. And I truly appreciate what you've been contributing to culture, and to the culture locally.
One person I just thought about is Michael Winter. I know Michael a while, right? That's a long time, really. And we used to be in a group chat and we would see Michael post these high resolution. Cause I think like this dude always been on the latest iPhone. So he would post like a snap and that's like high quality, but he always had the eye.
Right?
So it start off from his phone. I tell you, sometimes you don't know you're into these stuff, you know. It
Agreed.
start off from his phone, and then I think he purchased a camera, and he would do like he photo shoots and stuff, and he really had. I think I don't know if the drone come first or the camera come first, but he started doing like drone stuff, and then now he does build work on his craft, build work on his craft. I know he will do research. That's a person. It evident when a person doing their research.
Good point.
And look where he is today. He have his own photography business. He doing stuff with Long Bay. And I see he doing little marine work and stuff. And it's a good feeling to see like you see where somebody start and when you apply yourself where you could reach.
Good
and
example.
I know that he happy he bought his camera because it's a good investment. It's good money in it.
Awesome. And your point of investment is essential. You have to invest in, quality equipment, quality products in order to get the best. So that's also a very valid point. Well, thank you so much for the conversation, Shaun. We appreciate you, man. Enough respect.
For sure. And for any young persons watching the video and y'all have any inspiration to be a photographer, cinematographer, I don't bite. You can always approach me. I have been in your position, probably a little bit more flexible because my dad was already into the business. He had the equipment there. I never had to go out and spend any last sum of money investing into cameras and stuff. But I know how to go about just execution, really.
Amazing. Beautiful. Well, viewers, you heard it here, of course. We are in the heart of season 7 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, showcasing the very best and brightest, as you can tell, of Virgin Islands young men. Of course, our official drink, as you can see, is the one and only Uncle Nearest 1884. If you don't already have it, make sure you stop by the Spot Hotel at the Sylvie Romney Torpedo Pier Park and get you some top-notch whiskey. You won't regret it. Amazing conversation. I'm so grateful for your time, Shaun. Viewers, we'll see you next week.